4040 here with another video. In this video, I'm going to break down what makes a ship better. How do you level up your ship and give it more GP? Because this is really important to understand. Because ships work quite a bit differently from characters. Because it relies on both the character and your ships to be leveled up. Now, one thing is the ship itself. And the ship itself has two things to worry about. First is going to be the ship's level. So you want to have it up to max level 85. The other thing is going to be the ship's star level. And ships are farmable from various locations. Most of them are farmable in Fleet Store, Galactic War, or Fleet Battles. And a few of them in hard nodes. Cassian's Ewing is available in Cantina. First Order Special Force TIE Fighter is available in the Guild Store. And there might be one or two others located special places elsewhere. Anyhow, you want to get its star up. And these are both the ways with the ship itself to get it up. So the ship itself is very, very simple. But where it gets in more difficult is with the character itself. And this is where there's lots of things to worry about. Also, just thinking about character off quick, ship abilities have ability levels themselves that you want to get up, just like character abilities. They have Omega abilities and reinforcement abilities on them, so you want to get up its basic abilities that work just like normal character abilities, and then you want to get up its reinforcement ability, especially if it's a ship good for reinforcement. You want to make sure with the ship and leveling up its reinforcement ability, because it ends up being a 100 reinforcement mat investment, that you're picking one that will potentially be great on good arena teams as a reinforcement. So make sure you're look at the reinforcement ability as a Zeta mat, because these can take a while to level up and get the abilities for. Same with Omega materials on ships, since it's relatively new that they introduced them. You want to make sure you're picking those out too. Like, you want to make sure you're putting the Omega abilities on your Geonosian uniques, because that's where they get the synergies. But just recognize that this is where they get some of their GP from. But this isn't necessarily going to affect their speed. What you need to now think about is a character itself. And looking at Darth Vader here, everything going in to a character affects the ship. The level, the stars, the ability, the gear pieces, the mods. Now, what's different about the character from the ship is the mods, the stats on the mods don't matter. What matters is the dot in the rank of the mods. So to have 6 dot mods on your character means that you're giving the best boost to your ship that you can. So you want to make sure you have level 15 5 dot mods at least on all of your crew member characters, even if they're bad. Like, if it's a character you're not going to worry about, just go ahead and put some bad mods that you've gotten for free over your time in the game, and level them up to level 15, and just put them on those characters, and take the mods off them later if you need to, and just replace them. What you occasionally want to do for this is just look through your crew member section in the game and just go in and be like, hey, do these lower characters have mods on them? They do? Cool, I'll move on. So just remember, these are great characters to just throw your bad mods on if you're not going to need them anywhere else in the game. Now, the next thing to recognize here is, which is the hardest one, is gear pieces. Gear pieces, you want to have it up to gear 12 plus if you can, or gear 12. Um, again, all these stats are going to work together to just make your ship have more health and protection and give your ship more attack damage and give your ship more speed. Speed being the most important of them because in ships, since you don't have to worry about mods, you're basically on par with the other side in terms of speed as long as you can get its gear up to what everyone around you is doing. And one thing I've done currently with my team is I have all of my frontline characters, so my ships that aren't in reinforcements, at gear 12. And I look at these characters as on par with my arena team. Now I want to do the same thing with my reinforcement characters, but at the same time, the reinforcements aren't as important because I'm not going to be using them every single battle. Whereas my main three, I will use every single battle, and sometimes will even win me the battle outright without even bringing in a reinforcement. So having its gear level up just means I'm able to get out faster and will be more likely to outspeed the other team. Now this will probably help you especially stay within the top 1 or 200 of your arena. You might need to work a little harder than just getting up to, let's say, gear 11 for this. But gear is very important and probably the hardest grind out of all of these, with the new addition of 6-dot mods being the second hardest. If it weren't for 6-dot mods would probably be the easiest or one of the easier ones on this list. Now, level and stars and ability levels all go in the same. I want to emphasize ability levels simply because it's something you probably don't think about, but for your ship characters you're not used to using, if you don't have those omegas on the character and you want to use that character in ships, that means you're going to be hurting your character because you're not putting the omega mats onto it. So for characters that you have in ships, you want to put your omega materials on the character abilities because it's going to help. And if you can and you have the ability to, invest the zetas into it as well. I've personally done this specifically for ships for several characters. Now, for many people, this isn't feasible because they don't care about ships. But if you notice that you're getting more shards out of ships arena than normal squad arena, then you're going to want to maybe do this to ensure you're getting that ability. And this will give a Zeta mat on a character will give that ship 1 or 2 more speed, which might be exactly what you need, especially if it's your capital ship. But I just want to emphasize the Omega mats on characters because you probably don't think about it, but it's something to keep in mind because it's going to make the ship better. And stars and level just kind of go into it the same as everything else. They're all just going to speed up and make it better. And you have to remember the character is about 60% of the ship, whereas the ship itself is about 40%. So it's very important to have the character up because if the character's not up, you basically have another 3-star character or ship sitting there that's doing nothing, even if it's leveled up even if the ship itself is leveled up at 7-star and level 85, it might be useless because you haven't geared up the character and you haven't leveled up the character and put the stars and abilities into it. So this is just important to note about a ship. I want to look at Thrawn's capital ship real quick just to emphasize some of this. What goes into a capital ship is going to be all the same with everything else. We have to realize with the capital ship, they're not often dealing damage. They might deal damage. So what really matters with a capital ship is the speed. And this is going to be for 2 reasons. First, with things like Thrawn's capital ship, the Spylon beam will often be the first attack you use. and you want to get it out before the other side because you're going to be removing turn meter. And that means if the other side gets it out before you, then your team is going to be going slower and more likely not go first for the other team. And you also are more likely to kill the other team with this when they have a ship that's nearly dead from all the massive damage you've done before the capital ship goes. Um, so, but if the other Chimera is faster than you, they might be able to use their Art of War and heal your ship. So the capital ship speed is probably the most important ship to put Zeta materials on, because you really need that capital ship as high gear and as high modded and as high ability level as you can get it, because that extra speed can really be helpful with the capital ship. It's what matters most with the capital ship. The other reason is because of the ultimate on the capital ship. Because if you have a faster capital ship, that means as long as they're not removing your capital ship turn meter, you're getting your ultimate out first. That ultimate is often the winning condition for a battle on ship. For example, Thrawn's is instantly defeat a target enemy and deal damage to everyone else. So it's an AoE. It's a semi-AoE that also immediately removes someone off of the other team. And if you are able to get that out first, you'll probably win the battle. Because at that point, they might only have one or two ships left that are on low health. So the speed on capital ships is important. And so that's kind of what all goes into making a ship good. And I want you to know this just so that you know when you're working on a specific ship, these are the things that you need to think about when you're trying to make your team better. Hope that helped everyone, and talk to you later.